Well, we could talk about whirlpools, but let's talk song. Today's a very special video for me, because I'm going to be listening to Biffy Clyro's new single, A Little Love. I'm super excited, because for the last 4 years, nothing new has come out. Biffy Clyro, my favorite band. The first analysis video ever to be released on this channel was a video about Black Chandelier, one of my favorite songs, and I really want to learn more about the Biffy Clyro signature songwriting style, so without further ado, let's get going. Very kind of them to introduce a piano. I can play this. Bum is, I believe, the root note of the scale. I think this is what I heard. A D power chord thing. No way to tell if it's major or minor just yet. I think this deserves more volume. Very nice shuffle beat, okay? Something that Biffy Clyro likes to do sometimes, right? This with those eighth notes grouped in blocks of 3, creating that beautiful shuffly, swingily forward motion feel. Okay. D minor, because we play an F, which is the minor third instead of the major third. So the key seems to be D minor. Okay, really always going back to the D. Simon, 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 every time you sing, I feel happy. I can't divorce you. Really cool that he would emphasize the 9 of the scale, the E. Da-da-boo-ba-doom, right? Creating that magical floaty thing that the 9 always brings. You put me through hell. Put me through hell. Okay, and suddenly they change chords, go to the C major instead of the D minor, and then, of course, the E is not the 9, but the major third. Okay, chord progression is a very, very conventional 6 minor 5 4 5, where we have got D minor and C and B flat and C, right? Let's look at the lyrics of verse number 1. I can't divorce you, you put me through hell. What the spirit wants, the spirit gets, oh well. I would say that this is 3 lines. I would say that this is an X line, I can't divorce you, because they've got a long pause, a long rest after that. Right, and then we have got this other short line, you put me through hell, that then gets rhymed with the long line, what the spirit wants, the spirit gets, oh well. Cool. I can't divorce you becomes, well, who can you trust? Omitting that last syllable, making this even more aggressive and statement-like, right? So, I can't divorce you is kind of an afterthought, and, well, who can you trust is the affirmation. When you can eat it, will not taste it, can receive it, but nothing comes. Interesting! Okay, so, the second half of the verse, stuff starts the same as with verse number 1, with this, well, who can you trust? And how can you tell? When you can eat it, will not taste it, can receive it, but nothing comes. Really beautiful bass movement down. Let's find out the chords here, because the bass does not go up after the B flat, right? Remember that we had this 6 minor 5 4 5 chord progression. Now, once they land on the 4, they now go down the whole scale, right? They go from B flat to A to G to F to E, right? And the chords might not be those, so those might not be the root notes of the chords, but just different inversions. Let's find this. Okay, I believe that they play B flat, A minor, G minor, and then they do F, and then C with E and bass. So the one chord that has not got the bass as the root note is actually just that short passing chord C over E. I believe that now beautiful things begin. Interesting. Interesting modal interchange, or basically modulation, where we go directly from D minor to a D major chorus. Let's find out the chords. What does the bass do? And the guitars. Really, really beautiful thing here. So this is the bass. And then I forgot. Okay. With a little love if you want it. Is it this? Defeat? But first chords. I'm very excited. D major. This beautiful G, D over F sharp, and then E minor, and then back to G, okay? D, G, D, F sharp, E minor, and G. Melody. Super simple, with a little love. If you want it, if you want it, we can conquer it all. Okay, a pentatonic melody, super easy. Right, with all the 5 notes of the pentatonic scale. With a little love, if you want it, we can conquer it all. Super cool, super easy, super cool. With a little love, if you're honest, we can defeat them all. Okay, we must talk about lyrics. With a little love, if you want it, we can conquer it all. Yes, conquer is stress on the first syllable, unstressed syllable, the cur. With a little love, and then it gets a bit cringe. If you're honest, we can defeat them all, but you don't defeat people, you defeat them. Okay, so misstress, something that I can be very picky about, I know, but it's the chorus. It's the first time that the chorus appears, and people will spot this. If you're honest, we can defeat them all. One thing that I want to mention, which is really cool, is how melody and harmony take turns and form very cool counter rhythms. Listen to With a Little Love, and then the guitar and the bass taking over melody function for a little bit. Right, with those quarter notes on ba-da-dum, right, filling the gap that the vocals leave. Really cool arrangement, and also something that belongs into songwriting, because the harmonies chose to be very busy when the vocals were not doing anything. We can conquer it all. If you're honest, we can defeat them all. Back to intro thing that we know. Right, the D power chord thing. Okay, and back to the very, very cool verse. Typical lyrical wordplay. I need composure, you decompose. This is the way Simon Niels likes to play with words, and he's brilliant at it. I guess I'm extraneous to this modern world you chose. What a cool cool word is extraneous. I guess I'm extraneous. I've never heard it. Guess I'm extraneous to this modern world. I believe it's something like a stranger. And I wonder why they didn't use a stranger. I guess I'm a stranger to this modern world you chose would have worked all the same. I think it's because Simon Neil sometimes likes the odd word. I think I'm extraneous to this modern world you chose. Because it's cool. Oh, really cool that the background vocals would answer and repeat this ain't utopia line. This ain't utopia, but it's better than hell. What a beautiful image. Okay, and they do the same thing with this B all the way down to the E to build to chorus number 2. What we haven't talked about is the time signature shift from the verse to the chorus. Remember that we had this shuffly thing? And then we go to a 6/8 thing, right? Which makes sense because in the shuffle, the groups of 3 are also very prominent. But what they do is they change the heavy pulses, right? Let's see if we can count this and make sense of this all. Okay, we clearly count this as 4, right? Within one beat, we always have got 3 notes, right? But the pulses are still 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 8th notes are the same length, but now everything becomes 6/8, changing everything and making everything beautiful. Second chorus, and I already am able to sing along, although I know that this weird defeat is going to come up. We can defeat them all. Can somebody help me? Very cool! This is a very, very good bridge. I already know. Let's find the chords. Somebody help me. Oh no, I was thinking F major, which doesn't make sense. Somebody help me. Okay, so we have got a 4, 5, 6 minor 1 thing. Something very typical of a bridge to start with the 4 chord. With that really beautiful color on the 6 minor chord, where they suddenly play the, what is it, 11. Right? Really cool. Okay, what does the melody do? Melody after the downbeat. What was everything before? Let's listen to the verse again. Right? I can't divorce you. So pickup, very, very strong pickup. Then we had melody beginning on the 2nd 8th of this 6/8 chorus. And then we have got the bridge that starts here. With a melody beginning much later, okay? So we've got boom, 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 can somebody, right? Almost starting on the 2nd measure of the progression. Creating beautiful contrast between melodies, something that you do when you want to write good songs. Can somebody help me? Right? Super easy, 2-note melody. A, B, that's it. I can't do this on my own. Another 2-note motif, but that goes up. This time I hear it all fell to pieces. Apart from that odd A, it's also a two-note melody that we transpose up. And we stick to this, right, with a prolongation of the lyric line. This time last year it all fell to pieces. Spilled my heart out, you declared it all meaningless. Spilled my heart, you declared it all meaningless. Second half of the bridge, repeating the motifs that we already know. This is a beautiful chord. That I don't quite understand, was it? Yes. So it is a secondary dominant. It's an F sharp major chord that wants us to go to the B minor. Okay, so they go from... Right? And they, I believe, want to go back to the chorus. So introducing a cool secondary dominant, saying that they want to go to B minor, which they then don't. With a little love, we can conquer all. That's different. We can conquer all. Okay, so we've got a very, very different chorus idea. Okay, the with little love comes back, but the harmony section does this here. Right? So a little riff that they have there, always starting on the G, first time going from G over F sharp to D, landing on the D major chord. Second time around going to G, F sharp and B minor. Then they do the first thing again, and the fourth round they just hammer in the dominant chord, the A major. And now for whatever reason they don't say with a little love, but speed it up considerably, but leave everything else the same. Just the melody changes. Right? With a little love, which evokes with a little. It's, of course, with a little evokes with a little help from my friends by the Beatles. With a little love, if you're honest, we can defeat them all. They like defeating people. Back to that more calm version. With a little love. With a little love. With a little love. I like reharms in the last chorus, something that you should consider. This will be a songwriting learning. With a little love. If you're honest, we can defeat them. Where suddenly they introduce the threes in the bass, something that is a very, very good reharm idea. So when they play the D major chord, the bass suddenly does not play the D anymore, but the F sharp, which is the major 3. And the same they do with an A major chord, where the bass plays the C sharp, also the major 3. How does the song end? If you're honest, we can defeat them all with a little love. Really cool. It ends with a little love. It ends with a little love, and this was Biffy Clyro's brilliant new single, A Little Love. I'm sure we can take away valuable songwriting learnings. Songwriting learning number 1, before I forget, is of course about reharm options in your last chorus. It's always a very good idea to use that typical 3 in the bass or other easy but interesting reharm options in your last chorus if you really want to take that 1% that you need for reaching the next level, because the listeners already know the chorus. So what better place than the chorus for giving them this little love, this little 1% more in the last time around. Songwriting learning number 2 is about finding the right register for your words. So Simon Neil is a lyric writer who is able to pull off a word like extraneous when he could have just said stranger. Right? And there are not a lot of people who are able to do that. Usually, it's a good idea to stick to the words that people actually know. You can take adventures, and Simon Neil just doesn't give a... But handle with care. I'm not saying that Simon Neil is doing it badly. I think that this is actually part of the best lines of the song with I need composure, you did compose, I guess I'm extraneous to this modern world you chose, almost a booster line in verse number 2, but sometimes people run the risk of overcomplicating the words. I'm not saying that they are doing it here, but for your own songs, handle with care. Songwriting learning number 3, another lyric writing tip, something that I have to be a bit bitchy about. It's the stress of the word defeat. That is not defeat, the way that they pronounce it throughout the whole song. If you're honest, we can defeat them all. No, it's defeat. This is something that should not happen. So for you beginning or intermediate songwriters, go back to your own songs and try and find those oddly phrased words that you really need to change before publication. And this was my reaction and on-the-fly analysis of Biffy Clyro's With a Little Love. No, it's actually called A Little Love. I'm really looking forward to whatever is going to come out next, because there is going to be something, I hope. If you liked my reaction video and on-the-fly analysis, please make sure to give me the thumbs up, to subscribe to the Let's Talk Song channel, that always helps a lot, to leave friendly comments, to maybe consider becoming a premium member of that channel here. News and infos in description. Please take a look at the almost but not quite complete guide to songwriting if you want to take your songwriting to the next level. I guess we've talked song, you can talk about whirlpools now. Bye bye!